And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Thank you for joining us today on Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Emily Niebuhr. It's July 22nd, 2023. You can reach us at 855-937-4977. You can find us online at weather.gov/Alaska, or you can email our head of program for media, peter.chan@noaa.gov. Let's take a look at our hazard weather today. Fortunately, again, we have no advisories, watches, or warnings. We do have a special weather statement out from the Fairbanks Weather Office. They're expecting such warm temperatures that glacially fed rivers like the Tanana are expected to be fairly high due to all of the melting snow at higher elevations and glacial water melting. So be cautious if you're going to be recreating on any kind of river that is glacially fed in that area. Let's take a look at our fire danger. Again, we are starting to see more spread of some of these yellows and oranges, which are again showing a high to very high fire danger for grassy areas especially. So some of this warm temperature and the kind of drier conditions we've been seeing in the interior, especially this weekend, are starting to have an impact on some of our fuels. So again, be careful if you're out camping or if you have a fire, use a little extra caution, especially in some of these areas that are drying out. Here's a look at your weather map. It looks a little similar to what we saw yesterday. This low pressure system continues to spin in the Bering and continues to have a very impressive front that drifts all the way to Dillingham and Bethel and across the Alaska Peninsula. So that system is going to be fairly stagnant, as we'll see through the weekend and into portions of Monday. Meanwhile, we have high pressure systems sitting off of Kodiak Island, and we have a weakening low pressure system and trough moving across the Panhandle region, high pressure system drifting along the north. Let's take a look at that map. So again, 997 millibar low, our high pressure system with stratus in the north, and our very welcome high pressure system for much of South Central, which has had a lot of wet conditions lately. And we have the trough that is starting to fire up a few afternoon showers across the Fairbanks interior region. For tonight, like I said, those systems aren't going to be moving that much. So this low pressure system drifts slightly to the east, but again, it's going to be causing widespread rain showers across much of the Kuskokwim Delta Coast and into the Bristol Bay area and across much of the Bering as well. A little drier up north with that high pressure system and stratus clouds. And again, that weakening trough is going to be continuing to support showers across our Panhandle area. For Sunday, again, that low pressure system remains fairly stagnant. Again, we're expecting another round of showers and thunderstorms across the interior, especially with those fairly warm temperatures. We'll be looking at those in a minute. But high pressure continues to drift slowly to the south. But again, fairly nice weather. By Monday, the front begins to drift a little further east and weaken a little bit. But again, another rainy, wet day along much of the Bristol Bay areas and Kuskokwim Coast and across much of the Bering as well. Meanwhile, we have this trough of low pressure again, another round of showers and thunderstorms and hot temperatures for much of the interior on your Monday. So keep your eye on the sky if you're going to be out enjoying some of this nice weather. We could get some thunderstorms developing. Let's look at our temperatures. So for Sunday morning across South Central Panhandle, you can see our temperatures are going to be in about the mid-50s in the early morning, 55 in Anchorage, 56 in Talkeetna, 50 in Kodiak. For your afternoon, we're seeing a nice welcome 83 in Gulkana area, 76 in Talkeetna, almost 70 in Anchorage for your Sunday. When we look towards the Panhandle, they're going to be a little more under cloudy skies from that trough. So we're looking at cooler temperatures in the lower to mid 60s. But across much of the interior, we're even looking at 64 at Kodiak under that influence of that high pressure system. Monday morning, we're going to be looking again fairly similar temperatures to Sunday morning. Around 55 in Anchorage, 51 in Kodiak, low 50s in the Panhandle. For your Monday afternoon, we're looking at another day in the 80s in the Gulkana area, 75 Talkeetna, 67 in Anchorage, Meanwhile, in the Panhandle, underneath those clouds, still 60 to mid 60s temperature range, and 61 in Kodiak. Looking up along our North Arctic coast, we're looking at Sunday morning temperatures in the mid 40s to 50. In the Fairbanks area, we're looking at 63 for your Sunday morning. So some nice warm air in that interior. Let's look for your Sunday afternoon. We are looking at multiple 90s in the interior. So bring extra water, be extra careful with pets. It's going to be a nice warm day. Along the Arctic coasts, we're looking at temperatures in the lower 60s to upper 50s, so fairly warm as well, and 64 in the Seward Peninsula and even 59 in Nome. For your Monday morning, again, warm temperatures, 63 again in Fairbanks. Fairly similar weather for your Monday as well to those kind of stagnant systems. So we're looking at upper 40s along your North Arctic coast. Monday afternoon, 92. We're looking at 88 in Fairbanks too. So another hot day in Monday and across much of the interior. So again, be a little careful. We also along the North Arctic coast, we have temperatures in the mid 60s to mid to upper 50s for your temperatures. For your Sunday morning in the Bristol Bay area, again, cooler temperatures with that stagnant front and trough that weakens through the weekend. Temperatures in the upper 40s to 50s. Sunday afternoon, again, warming to mid to upper 50s, 64 near Bethel. So again, warmer as you get further away from that front that's lingering along the coast. For your Monday morning, similar temperatures. Again, we're looking at upper 40s to lower 50s across much of the region. By Monday afternoon, again, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and a few 60s as you go into interior parts of the Kuskokwim Delta. Looking at your 6 to 10 day outlook, we are looking at that we are expecting a wide swath of temperatures to be above normal across much of the interior from Fairbanks to the Arctic Village. And you have to go all the way to Bethel to see temperatures. It's more likely that temperatures will be below what's normal for this time of year. So looking at precipitation, again, near Dillingham, we're expecting conditions to be drier than they are for this time of year. Meanwhile, in the east, we're expecting greater than average precipitation.